Hello everyone. My name is Suki Yamagawa. Today on Vtuber, my slow life hobbies in my 30s. I am finally starting my forging art. Well, my blacksmithing art. Because I like picking up hobbies and that's a little bit of a problem. So, we're gonna be doing a thing where we've got some really simple ideally we get two small, really simple projects taken care of, and yeah. Now, it's getting... So, I've got my garage door cracked for fresh air. It's getting cold. So, I'm going to go ahead and fix that. So, I'm going to take my first couple pieces of material. We're going to get them into the forge. We'll just leave that there until we get it lit. So, that's off. Open up propane tank. There we go. Glove. Hello, Mr. Spock. Welcome in. Woo! Hopefully that gets things worked up around here. Shucks. But yeah, I hope you're having a good weekend, sir. But yeah. So, while we have that going, let me take a fire. Yes, yes, there's lots of fire here. We are generally pro fire, and it's also pretty cold. Originally, I wanted to do this stream outside, but it's very cold outside. It's below freezing. So, we're going to do this in the shop and see how it goes. So, I have some... So, this is 3/8 square stock. I've got two project pieces heating up right now. And then I have this guy here. So, game plan is, for the pieces that are heating up, we are going to make L brackets. We're going to make an L bracket. Pretty simple stuff. As you can see, I have Anvil Coon here. Anvil Coon is on a support reasonably well, but it's not really well attached to my support. So, we're going to see how much of an issue that is. Now, one of the reasons I'm making the L brackets is I want to have an L bracket on either side of the anvil, and I want to get some chain, and the chain is going to hold the anvil to the wooden block. So, one of the really cool things about blacksmithing is you can make your own tools, and that's actually a thing. The reason why I'm getting into this is I want to make my own tools. So, actually, I need to check something out here, because I don't... Because I sound quiet. Okay. Yeah. Actually, no, that's just loud. Okay. So we'll just... So we'll turn that down. Okay, so that should be better. Hopefully... My other mic is having a little bit of trouble. Let's see. Usually works better like... Let's see. Okay. We'll see if that remains consistent. If that remains consistent, I'll be happy with it. But yeah. Project 1, simple L brackets. Really simple, straightforward stuff. Which I'm gonna... You need a hammering machine. No, Mr. Spock. No. I have enough machines in my shop. This is my hammering machine. And I've got hammers too. So there's one of my hammers. And I have more too. I have plenty of hammers. Like, we have the technology. We have hammers. We're gonna make lots of noises. Now granted, I'm planning to start with the smaller hammer, see how it behaves. And then if I need more oomph, I have more oomph available. Okay. My arthritis is starting to hurt thinking about it. Well, I don't have arthritis, so I don't have to worry about that. So... it's probably going to take a little while for that metal to heat up, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. The longer we keep this bad forge running, the more heat I get in my shop. Because the weather's cold out there. But this is also another reason why I'm working with 2 workpieces. Is I want to have one heating up, and then I want to have one I'll be working on the anvil, and the second one will actually be in the forge, heating up, all that good stuff. So, pretty optimistic about how hopefully we get a good flow going once everything heats up. Now, so let's talk a little bit about the setup. So I have the forge that we built earlier. It's on a black stone grill stand because it's the only metal thing I have to stick a forge on. Oh, hey, Guitar Guy 78. Welcome in. I hope you're having a good weekend. My apologies if the forge is too loud. It's a little bit loud, but hopefully I'm loud enough to speak over it. So, that's the forge, that's that setup. Now, one of the things I'm most nervous about going into this today is something I call workflow. That is, taking my pieces from the forge, bringing them to the anvil, and actually working them on the anvil and the whole flow of the thing. So, we might have to get a little bit adaptive, but we'll just see how that goes. Also, I have 2 sources of quenching. I have a bucket of water, and then I have a small bucket of oil. The bucket of oil is small because that's the only metal bucket I have. And I'm okay with the water being in the bucket because that should be enough water. If I throw a piece of hot steel into it, should be fine. So, now, the star of the show, and most importantly, part of the reason why I am here doing this today, is Anvil Coon. So, this anvil has been... I am the 5th generation member of my family to own this anvil. So, earlier today, prior to stream, I did some Indiana Jones work. and hopefully you guys can somewhat see this. So this is a Peter Wright anvil. The Peter is very faded, but you can reasonably make out the Wright, patent, England, and then there's marks down here. There's a little triangle mark down, another one, and then actually a very faint 4. So, supposedly Peter Wright anvils are really good according to the internet. I'm gonna find out. But this anvil's the whole reason why I'm wanting to even attempt at blacksmithing art is this is the most expensive part of a good blacksmithing setup. Now my forge I spent like, I want to say 200 to 250 on, and then those tongs I bought in the estate sale, I think I spent like $20 on those. Nothing too expensive. And past that point, like, I already have a lot of the hammers. So it's like I already have hammers. And then at this point, it's like cost of raw materials, like the raw iron. So it's like, let's get into it. Now, one of my big goals is to actually get to a point where I can make my own woodworking tools. That's my big goal. Big goal. My own woodworking tools. Now, whether that'll happen, we'll see. So, for my first project, I want to make L brackets. So for the L brackets, I have to do 3 things. One, I have to take my square stock here, and I have to turn it into flat stock. I have to take this from like 3/8 down to probably about a 1/4 inch or so, roughly. And then I have to bend it, make a nice L shape. And then I have to punch holes for these guys. Got 1 and 2. So the eye bolts are going to go on the short part of the L. They'll be over here. And then I will have lag screws in the long part, and that will mount the bracket onto the thing that supports the piece of wood. It's not the largest piece of wood. We'll see how much stability this brings me. But we've got some hole punching to do. And then if we decide to get a little bit fancy, we can get a little bit fancy later. So, let's see what we got. Ooh, okay. So that metal's actually starting to... It's getting red. It's warming up. We're really close to making some noises, and then at that point it's just going to be, we're going to just have to be, it's going to get real fun at that point, which I'm thinking we might go ahead and have ourselves a little bit of fun. So I got one of these guys up to a red heat. Well, maybe not. Let's see what we can get. Ooh. Nope. Nope. That's not enough heat. Not enough heat. Okay. So, we'll get there, though. We will get there. Also, please, I am going to be awkward as all get out during this, because this is me learning a new skill. But for any would-be blacksmiths out there, you're going to get to see a lot of, here's how things, that's noisy, yeah, 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 the forge is very noisy. Let's go ahead and turn it down. That should be a little bit better. And also, speaking of noise, I am wearing hearing protection. I do have headphones on to protect my ears from mostly the noise coming from the amp, because that part's gonna get real loud eventually. So, but yeah, for now actually, you know what? We're blacksmithing. We're forging. What? But yeah, let's get ourselves a brewskis. Cheers. Even it's NA brewskis, but that's actually part of the point is I don't need to be getting messed up while I'm handling hot iron. Woo! Okay, let's grab our tongs and let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. Okay, let's see what we can do. Woo! Oh, ah! No! Don't fall. Don't fall. Not there. This has already went terrible. Yeah. Well, that goes back into the forge. Oh boy. Let's see. Jeepers creepers, I need to... My ability to hold stock is really terrible. Yep. That anvil is also just sucking the heat out of it, out of the material. So, stay. Okay. Well, I was not anticipating this being easy, and that is not the case. Well, this is what happens when you do things in real time, is there's a lot of jeepers creepers. Also, I think I need to erase that. flame a bit. Ooh. Woo-hoo. Stay. So. I think that should be better. We'll see how it is after a little while. But yeah. The sweet joys of heating metal. Definitely not as straightforward as. Granted, it's funny. Yeah, you guys can't see that, but the end of my forge, end of the torch is actually getting red hot right now. Okay. One piece of metal's at a nice orange. But what I want oh. Woo. Okay. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the tip of the torch, because originally it was kind of pointed up. I'm trying to bring it closer to the metal. So that way it heats the metal better. Ideally. But so I've been having trouble with my other set of tongs. I'm willing to try the round guys, because this is actually meant for like round stock holding versus the flat jaws. Flat jaws are meant for flat stock. So I'll try these out and see if they hold the square material better. Okay, let's see. Got a nice orange sheet. Man, this metal stuff is not my. It is not my forte. Okay. So I don't want it to bend out of shape too much. But it is a reduction in the thickness of the stock. So, I do think we should up our hammer size, get a little bit more of a hefty hammer involved, and we'll see what that does for us today. Now, I'm seeing right now a lot of curling. Hey, rhythm, Sugi, bang, bang, bang. I'm seeing a bit of curling in my metal, and I think it's because right when I'm doing, oh well, we'll see what that does. Is I might have to take a slightly wider stance, drop my hips a little bit, so that way I can hold my tongs more level to the surface of the anvil. I also might need a taller stump for this to like really do what I'm trying to do. So just a few thoughts before we go into the next one. So let's drop those hips. Hold that. Get a good grip on this. Yikes. Oh, there it is. Turn. Let's see if we can straighten it out. And we're starting more cowbell. It's gonna be a curve. It's gonna be a learning curve. Granted, considering the amount of progress we've made so far, and we're 30 minutes in, this might take a while. But that's okay. That's okay. Woo! Really need to work on getting a good grip before I really like pull it out of the forge, rather than trying to set a good grip on my tongs at the anvil. Because one of the issues with that is the anvil pulls a lot of heat out of my material. So I need to work on getting a good grip here at my forge, and then that way I'll be able to come right over here and do some good hammer work. But whew, okay, let's grab that other piece out of there. That's why I have additional metal. Perfect. So that's a really good grip. Okay, don't want to deform it too much. So, really thinning down the stock. Woo! Definitely need to really straighten this bad boy out, but whew! Make a Damascus knife. No. No. No, Mr. Spock. No, 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 no. I am fine. I am so far from that level. I am so incredibly far from doing the Damascus thing, because like the thing with Damascus is you're taking steel and you're folding it onto itself. That's a whole different ball game. I'm not up to that level. I am far, far away from that level. We're still at the ground floor, and maybe not even at ground floor. Okay, let's get that other piece of metal out of there. Okay. Yep. Not super hot. Try to keep it flat. Whew. Granted, I gotta say, like, just doing what I've done so far has been... Holy smokes, this is gonna be a workout. This is... Also, I think my forge is getting a little... I'm a little weak on heat. So I'm not entirely sure if it's like a time thing, like I'm not having the material in there long enough, or if I need to like up the level of propane, which will just up the level of propane a little bit. That should deliver a lot more BTUs to the forge. Now, we'll just keep going with this for a little while, see what progress we can make, and if we get the brackets done, then great. If we don't, that's also fine. Because we are going to do, I do have some other plans for if the blacksmithing portion doesn't like super work out super well. But we'll see what we get. We will see what we get. Okay. Let's take a look. Okay. I don't think my forge... Ooh. But we are thinning our material and lightening it. So I feel like we're making good progress. I just don't think I have enough heat coming out of my forge, but this is also the figured it out part. I am new to this. Let's see what can happen. Ah. Drop my glove. What are you making? So, I want to make an L bracket. Example. So, I want to make something like this, but looks like this. So, ignore the part that's in the glove. So, we're going to have a long part that comes down, and then we're going to have a part that sticks out a little bit. And these two L brackets are going to be things I'm going to use. I have the same gloves. Well, welcome at Dad's Old Shop. I hope you're having a great weekend. Currently, I think I might not be letting my metal get hot enough, but hey, I'm in figure it out as I go along mode. But yeah, I want to make two of these bad boys to hold my anvil to the stump it's on. So let's take a look. Another forge. Got some pretty good heat. Bring it out. Don't stick. Okay. Okay. Ooh, wow. Really starting to thin that out. Kind of did a bit of a missing hammer there. Let's see, can I... Upsetting might be a little bit beyond me at this point. But... Ooh, we got a real nice heat out of this other guy. And I'm trying to keep it in the same spot. That might be... Okay. Whoa. I never realized you were left-handed. I have been a lefty. Ooh, wow. Okay, so that's going to need real high heat for it. It's also small. A lefty, eh? Yep, I'm a lefty, eh? Loses heat quickly. Yeah. Woo! I gotta just give my arm a break, man. Granted, this is gonna be... Oh, this is gonna be good for my muscles. This will be really good for my muscles. I do know, like, small pieces losing heat quickly. Yeah, it gives a good pump. I do know that's, like, a big issue that you see when you get into, like, knife making is because knives have really thin metal to them. It makes it really hard. Like, they will just lose heat very quickly. Ooh. So, I think I'm getting the material thickness about where I want it. I think I'm getting it close to about a quarter. So, I think when I take this new piece out... Actually, wait. Oh, I'm noticing something. My anvil's moving. My anvil is moving. I'm gonna keep my eye on you, buddy. Bucko. Jeepers creepers. Let's see here. Oh yeah, most knife work is metalworking and the blacksmithing is mostly gross forming. Yeah. Whoop. Okay, I think you'll be reasonably stable. But yeah, you know what? I was cold in my shop at the start of stream. I'm not cold now. So let's take a look at our material. Nice color. Yeah. Okay. I did it! I did it! And I took the medal! And I put a band in it! Oh! It's bent! It's bent! Ha ha! He's doing it! He's starting to believe! I need to... Because now, for this piece, I need to start flattening that side out, so we're going to come back to... Yikes! I need to figure out something to do with my door, man. I need to figure out my door situation. Granted, I'm glad I took this extra piece of metal. And I just have it as something there to help me control what I have going on. Careful, it's hot. Oh man, this thing is hot, but the heat is fun. Heat is very fun. That's also why this is fairly long. Okay. Mount. Good position. Okay. Good there. Oh! 2 for 2! Definitely need some cleaning up, but use the forge, Sugi. Yes. Yes, Mr. Spock. We are gonna use the forge. But hey, you know what? I'm happy. How big's the stump for the anvil stand? So it's not terribly large. It's not terribly large. Let's see. Because I think today's lesson is going to be get a bigger one. That dimension, 8 inches. So it's 8 by 8. It's 8 by 8 by 16. Yeah, 100% needs to be bigger. Well, for now, this is kind of the... Because originally I just got this as like a thing to set my anvil on to hold it up. So it could be like... Here, could be like usable. So... But once I get these L brackets made, I'll be able to really attach my anvil to the wood. So that will at least help a little bit with the wood drifting on the anvil. Plus, even more importantly, I think, is once the anvil is 100% attached to the stump, I can just pick it up by the horn. It'll be a lot easier to manhandle this bad boy. So, also I feel like the first blacksmithing project should be something to help you in your blacksmithing. So that's another reason why we're doing what we're doing. So, let's take a check on our heat. Coolio. So, I'm going to grab this bad boy. Actually, no, I need to flatten that out. Uh-oh. Sugi, taking too much time. Time is heat. Woo. Wow, sometimes this thing just bounces. I will show you my stand. That base is too narrow. It's going to be top heavy. Yeah. I am 100% in agreement with all those things. But today is get started, have fun. Okay. Yeah, sure. Let's see. Nope. Flip her around time. As the great SpongeBob once said. Hey now. Get in there. Woohoo! Mine is casters and scrap. Move. Scrap wood. Words. Hard. Or ample injury. Any movement in the center ample that they go in the middle, which makes you more tired. Call it a W bracket because that's a good. Because that's a good looking at. Oh, thank you, thank you. I mean, for getting started and just having some fun, I feel happy. I'm happy with what I got going on. Now, we flattened out the middle. We have a bend. Eventually, we're going to get to the point where we got to punch this in. That's a part I am a little bit nervous about. Because, well, I'm just trying to think about what I need to do to hold my material while I make my punch at the party hole. Good, this type of thing is great for starting. Well, I'm trying to think of like small, simple things that take like 2 or 3 core blacksmithing skills. Ooh, punching, that's hard, that's just drill. Well, we'll try punching. We'll try punching. If punching doesn't work out, no big deal. If it doesn't work out, I have a fancy drill press. I can drill the material later. That's no big deal. Absolutely no big deal. I've also made so many handles, hooks, and scoops. Ooh, oh man. Oh man. That's old shop telling me about all the cool stuff I can do with this strange technology. Which I do consider the strange technology. Because, you know, I'm a wood guy. Yeah, ball peen hammer is a nice scoop hammer. Ah! I do have the ball peen. I actually laid out a fairly nice selection because I've got the ball peen and this guy. These are my lighter hammers. I think this is a good general shaping hammer here. And then if I need really extra hammer, that's extra hammer right there. Oh yeah. Ugh, stretch those arms out. It's looking very hot in there. Let's take a look at our material, see what we get. Woo. Stay. Stay. Use that big one from Harbor Freight. I filed the face flat, which took forever because it was hardened steel. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I can only imagine how terrible that was. Actually, I'm going to let that get hotter because I do want to have a bit of a side with the dad's old shop. But yeah, Harbor Freight tools, I personally think, can be pretty dang good, especially if you get them dialed in right. If you get them dialed in right, they can be a pretty good tool in the shop. It's just a Harbor Freight tool will take more work out of the box to get it to where you want it, because I love my set of Harbor Freight chisels. 6 chisels for $10, like, worth it. Because most of those hammers aren't flat and they're domed. The dome isn't centered. True, Harbor Freight tools have like no polish to them. Well, that's just part of the affordability, man. That's just part of the product. Now, that piece of metal I had in there was getting real hot, so let's do some fun. Actually, wait a second. Can we use the hardy hole like this? I'm curious. I want to get a little bit ambitious. So, let's do that. Nah, there's just no way to support it well enough. Nope. So, got a bit of a... Damn, no grip. Well, kind of getting there. Demonstration angle stuff. Have to extend your arm a lot on those strikes. Yeah. But we'll get this thinned out, though. I think we're making good progress. So... Yeah. Damn. Yeah. Well, we have certainly confirmed a fact today. I am I'm definitely a better wood guy than I am a blacksmith. But also the experience is a world of difference. I've got a lot more time in woodworking than I do in blacksmithing. Because right now I've got about an hour of blacksmithing under my belt, so, and I don't even have a finished project yet, so is what it is. Still, I'm having fun. I have a really bad habit of wishing to explore new skills, and well, that habit's on full display today. Wowzers. Shucks. So, thinning out this bit of material here is going to be a lot of fun, but I definitely need to thin this stuff out more. Granted, the thinner it gets, the easier it's going to heat up. Okay. Whew. Whew. Water time. Is the front of your anvil not flat or just more comfortable in the middle back? Honestly, when I'm in position here, right around in this area seems like the most comfortable area to hit. Now, one of the issues with being a VTuber doing this is I can't have like all the sorts of freedom around my anvil that, say, an actual blacksmith in his shop would have. But I've just been, who knows, I might try bringing the workpiece a bit closer to me. Because I think my anvil's okay-ishly flat. As you can see, it's definitely had a good life of work and service. The sweet joys of doing this as a V, because that was the biggest thing I was thinking about when I was getting set up for stream. Is like, what's the best way to give you guys a good view of the forge and the anvil that also promotes the most amount of movement for me? This is what I settled on. Woohoo! Looks like it's getting warm in there. Certainly is. Let's see. Work quickly. Granted, the way things are looking, we'll definitely have a good amount of room for the good amount of material for the oxide bolts. So I think we're doing pretty good. Definitely a little bit more thinning out. Gotta worry about that inside part, which is gonna be real tricky, but hey, this is almost scrap material, so good learning stuff. We're cutting our teeth today. So for this one, what I want to do is flip it around, because I'm going to hold it by this end. Okay, bring it down. So what might end up having to happen is I might have to leave a little bit of extra material there, just because of how difficult it is to work that. But otherwise, definitely needs a little bit more work, but it's getting a lot closer to where I want it to be. A lot closer to where I want it to be. Wait. Yeah. Oh. Woo-hoo. Whew. Man. Granted, so far so good. Like, I'm getting a good shaping of the metal. Like, I'm not having to like fight it as much as I was at one point anticipating. So that's really good. Even better, the shop's warmed up. I'm very happy about that. I am exceedingly happy with a warm shop. Whew. Granted, that burner it's looking toasty. Which I almost wonder if I need to like kind of maybe vent the forge a little bit better. I don't know if it's a bad thing. Man, now I want to do some forging. I miss it. Hey man, you're gonna get that bellows project done in 2026, and you're gonna be doing some good forging with those bellows. I'm sure. I am sure. Actually, have you? Gosh, I'm trying to think because I remember you were talking about getting the leather part done. I think you were looking for like because you needed to treat the leather and you needed some sort of basin that wasn't a bathtub for it. I think that's where you were at last time I remember. Let's see. Let's go. Oh. Whew. Yeah, treating the canvas, I'm going to try doing it a different way, I think. Just not sweating, burning through it too much. Okay. Ooh. That's somewhat reasonably well drawn out. Oh. Granted, I just wish could. I don't know. Kind of make things a little bit flatter, but it's got a twist in it though. I can fix a twist though. Ooh wee. So that's where one of the other side. Let's switch it around. Sets. Turn. Got just a little bit heat left in that, so. Ooh, that's not going to get me super flat. Ooh, wait. Dog! Yeah! Use a cheap device for twisting. It has a screw so I can attach it to tabletops or vertical beams for easy use. Ah! Cool. Granted, I actually have something of an idea, so I want to work the other end of that. Well, actually, wait a second. That's not ideal for me. I will say that is one of the limiting factors with my gas forge is not a lot of space. Oh, you probably don't want to quench this. You have ash perlite and hammer tool for cooling it down slow. No, I don't. So I do have the options of water, and I also have oil as an option. Now, I think one thing I can do if I kind of want to get squirrely is I can take the oil, set it on top of the forge, use the forge heat to get the oil up to say like 400, and then I can quench it in like 400-degree oil, and then move the oil off to the side, and then let the radiant heat slow that down. I think that's my best option. I also know some people will use like hot sand, or I could also just let it air cool. I know that's an option. That's mild steel. Yeah. It won't significantly harden, but quenching will make it brittle. Yeah. Yeah, my game plan from the get-go was to probably air dry it, or once I turn the forge off, I can put it in the forge and just let it slowly cool down into room temperature that way, which probably be a slightly better route depending on how things go, but we'll see. We will see. Okay. Let's see what our milt's doing. Ooh. Nice and hot. Let's do it. Woo! Just as a bracket, you want to have flex. Yeah. Flexibility is good. Granted, I do like the fact it's holding its 90 pretty well. It's holding its 90 very well. But I have twist. I wanna. Whew. Yeah. I don't know if I can. Yeah, that took it out a little bit. Actually, that's getting really close. That's getting really close. Maybe. I might just have an idea of what I'm doing here. That's a scary thought. You can always use a pair of vice grips. Ah. Whew. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I do have, depending on how fancy I was willing to get today, in terms of like project scope, I did have plans to do a twist with my central machinery vise. And the game plan is I've got 2 bolts in this bad boy, and then those bolts will hold it this way, and as long as I turn it, in this case, counterclockwise to where I'm standing, I'll be able to put a good little bit of a twist, but I don't think we're going to get that far today. I am not anticipating that. Whew. Okay. Oh, that piece of metal was real hot. So let's get you out. That's great. I love that thickness. That's a good thickness. I used a smaller version of that, but that vise. Nice. Ah. Let's see. Let's try. Okay. There's some unevenness to it, for sure. The hammer grab! Hey, I'm a wood guy. I'm used to grabbing hammers. So I can use the vice for that. I do have a bit of a bendy bend, so let's see. Do I think if I were to brave man grabbing by the metal side? Ah, brave. It's foolish. Ooh, man, that one tap was enough just to do that. Man. Yeah, the vice can straighten it out. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It can straighten out some aspects of it, but I don't think all the aspects of it. I mean, I'm glad I got the material thickness I got, though. Yeah. Yeah. So, how do I don't know. Let's not think. Thinking's bad. Thinking's very bad, Sugi. Let's see. This guy. I wanna do a little bit more. Really flat and parallel. I think thinking is good. Take the time, make a plan. No plan. No plan. No plan. We don't believe in plans. Ugh. But I do want to plan out what I want to do from here on out with this piece. So, honestly, we've got a pretty good L bracket right here. I do want to kind of flatten out that top. Might be too cold at this point, but ah. Oi, oi. Oh, look at that. That's so pretty. It's great. It's wonderful. Try to plan out my next move between each heat. I like to map out how I'm going to move, where my hammer goes, if I have to put it down, the path I take, everything. I don't know. I don't think I'm qualified for that level of planning. But as far as where this piece is looking at right now, I am very... I'll probably do the 90-degree square last because, you know, we're just going to knock it out square. Yeah, that's fair. That's more than fair. So, question is... hole punch? Question mark? Hole punch? Do I hole punch this? Do I try? Do I go in with boundless ambition? But if I'm going to go in for a hole punch, it's time to spin it around. What? That was dangerous. Do I fit it in the anvil slash box? Block? What? I think that's reasonably good access for the party hole. So make sure it's the right shape. Yeah. So wait. Let's go. So I don't like for fixing it. It's just not straight 90. Sorry, I missed the first. For fixing it, it's just not a straight 90. So I suppose it doesn't have to be a straight 90 like this guy is, but I just need, basically, what I need is something that is not covered by the glove, is what I want to end up with. So, today, we've tried hammering, flattening the material out, we've shaped it, we've done a bend. Bending was actually really easy. And now we get to do the nerve-wracking part, and that's punch a hole, which it's going to be nerve-wracking because I don't know how I'm going to hold the piece with, because I have to have, so I got to have a hand on this, a hand on my hammer, but there's no I don't have a third hand. One side goes into the wood and the other end is going to get, so what's going to happen is the long side is going to get screwed into the wood, and then this end here is going to be in free air, and I'm going to have this eye bolt on it. Now this eye bolt doesn't go into that, but what's going to happen is I'm going to hook a chain onto this. There's going to be one on either side. So one chain will wrap around, come into this oxide bolt, and then as I run a nut in, it's going to pull the oxide down and pull the chain tight against the anvil and against the wood, is what I'm thinking. So I hope that reasonably explains it. Okay. Okay. Granted, using the hammer to manipulate the brick has been definitely one of the W's of today. A little bit more. So, how do I want to go about this? Oh, there's just no good way. How do those hole punch guys do it? If I let go of that, yeah, that's me putting pressure down is just gonna, Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. You do most of it on the flat end and only move to the hash for the last bit. Huh. You know. Come up here. Oh no, I'm getting to the point where... Oh no, where are we at? Honestly, I might just call... Well, let's see. Can I do some... I mean, that's really close. Practice it cold. Ah, I see. Honestly, I'm thinking I'm just really close to this. Like, I might just actually do the whole drilling at the drill press, but would like to take a little bit of wobbles I got out of you. Honestly, that's bracket. So, just we're gonna call that bracket good. I'm just gonna set it on top of that. Set it on top because that's gonna keep the heat on it. Zerzon, welcome in. I hope you're having a good weekend. Fair, this might be file time. Oh no, file time. But yeah, I hope you're having a good weekend, Zerzon. You, stay. Let's see. Let's just do a little bit of shaping. Care of. Let's see. How extra do I wish to get with my project today? That is the question. That is the magical question. Cool. Kind of ill, but it's up. Well, I hope you get better soon. Whew. Let's see. Let's grab this end. Yeah, that's the real sucky part with winters. There's just way too much it going around. Especially with the lack of humidity and stuff in here. But I'll call that somewhat reasonable. Certainly not perfect, but I mean, going from square stock to somewhat flat bar stock, not too bad. This is warm. Even though I got an end floating out in free air. But yeah. I mean, this will do exactly what I wish it for it to do. So we'll set those guys there. So, for this, a little better warm than hot. Yes, actually, I've got two pieces of material. Let's heat two. Let's get two. I don't know if I like that. Need to get you where the heat is, buddy. Whew. Okay, so first project of my forging career is somewhat done. It's not. I need it. Basically, at this point, all I have to do is put holes. So this calls for celebration. And what better celebration than beer? Actually, wait a second. The true things that men's hopes and dreams are made of. Hobbies and beer. More L brackets with the next pieces. So, what I was originally... My original vision for the other pieces is I wanted to draw the material out and then make, I was wanting to make a pair of S-hooks. I don't think I'm going to get super ambitious to actually finish that, but we'll definitely spend a little bit of time. I want to, because with the L brackets, I was drawing material out essentially in one dimension. I was taking the square stock and flattening it, whereas when I want to make an S-hook, I want to take the material and I want to reduce it in both of these directions. So that's going to be a lot of, there's going to be a lot of 90-degree turning while I work the material. Cheers. So, I feel like drawing material out is just a really good way to get practice. Or honestly, just, ooh, that's hooks. Are you making it octagonal? I don't know if I'm gonna get that fancy. I was generally aiming for trying to get it. I just wanted to draw the material out and get it to the point where I can make a nice, like, little, like, hook into it. Was my vision. But that was just my vision. Oh, wait! Oh, yeah, there's that thing. There's that thing. Oh, wow, that material's actually heating up. Guys, I don't think my beer break is going to be as long as I wanted it to be. I gotta get gloves on. Okay. So, let's get our bar here. Ah. Okay. Tip for future projects: get longer stock so you have less dog-based manipulation. Yeah, fair. But hey, for first heat, we got it thinned down. It's just I don't have the cold cut, well, hot cut chisel. I actually have one on order from Etsy. It's just the gentleman who made it literally ran out of stock as soon as I ordered it. And when he said he was going to order more, well, he's going to make more, I was just like, yeah, sure, I'll wait for it. But I will eventually have a hot cut hardy for my hardy hole, because I really do want to actually try making my own chain. I think chain making is a really good. So you'll use like the side to cut the material. I don't know. I just see the people. I am unfortunately deeply YouTube pilled, so I see what other people have done, and I just think that's what I gotta do. Yeah, get it thin enough to bend it. Ah, okay. granted, I gotta say, once this forge heats up, it does a pretty good job of getting my material. Hot cut hardies are good and needed for some projects too. Good investment. Ah. Whew. One last step before I have to bounce. When drawing out, start from the middle of the piece and work toward. Ooh. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dad's Old Shop. That's good to know, because I am trying to draw out probably like a good, I guess 4-inch piece. 4 or 5 inches, I think should be enough for a nest hook. But yeah, I'm going to work on drawing out for a little while, and then I'll check rest of the VOD later. Happy foraging. And you have a great rest of your day and also weekend, Dad's Old Shop. I hope it's good for you. I gotta say, it's been reasonable. Nothing too crazy. Okay. But yeah, so game plan is we're gonna continue to work on drawing material out for probably the next 15 minutes or so. And then I'm going to use the restroom because my bladder is starting to hit its limit of what I can do. So, well, limit of what I can hold. Okay. stock's coming down. The good thing about working with two materials is one heats up. Well, the other one, well, one's heating, I can work the other. Also, I've nearly hit my webcam so many times during this. Whew. Back to the heat. Devil Coon needs a reset. Whew. Oh man. Need to lift some beers rather than hammers. Ah, man. Well, I don't know if I'll get to this point, but I want to be squirrely and ambitious. And I want to have the horn over here. Because I'm going to be using that here in a little while. Whew. Definitely not cold in my shop anymore. I gotta say, the hearing protection has definitely been a really good idea. Wear hearing protection when you make the ting-ting noises. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab you. So we'll just take a bit of a break. Wait a couple seconds. Get nice limbered up. Because yeah, that material is looking really awfully hot. So yep, it's getting drawn out nicely. Just jeepers creepers. The amount of physical work this is Definitely pretty unreal. Don't get into foraging unless you really like your arm workouts. Ah. Whew. Granted, I gotta say, this forge has really worked out. And also, we've been running it for like close to 2 hours. Still got lots of propane, so really happy with that. Really happy with that. Okay. Whew. Let's see. I think I might actually want to move these guys out of here. Now, one thing I have noticed is I'm getting a pretty nice orangey, but I haven't got up the yellow. Now, if I want to do, because I do want to make a fro at some point, I'm going to need to get a nice yellow heat at some point, or get up to that point. And this seems to be where I'm topping out at, which is fine for the type of work I'm doing right now, but in the future. But yeah, that's about where I want my material in there. Get that edge nice and centered. Whew. Another piece. Other piece is looking pretty good. Whew. So let's get you. Okay, so slowly getting the hang of straightening pieces out after a sort of foobar. Yeah, that's fine. Actually got a game plan here, sort of. What I want to do. So you stop thinking about ABBA songs. There's probably no one in chat who's heard of ABBA. There's no one watching that knows what an ABBA is. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to throw those guys back in. Just because I want to do one last thing with them. One last little parlor trick, if you will. Which I think once I do my little parlor trick, I'll throw on the BRB screen and I'll take care of my various physical needs that I've been neglecting. For those who are wondering, it's the little homesteader's room. Definitely getting to the point where so, my fancy little trick is this. I have a letter set. So, it's not alphabetized. There's Y. And there's S. So, just to be a little bit extra, we got a Y and S for me, Sugi Yamagawa. So that way I can put my initials in my work. Because, well, it just seems like a fun, cool thing to do. So, I'm gonna look forward to that first one's looking really good right now. So, set our stuff here. So, was that taps enough? The S is not so good. There we go. There you go. That's why. For a certain Vtuber. Okay, so we got some practice on that one. So, this is S. is Y. How good is that? It's kind of reversed, but it's marked, it's labeled. And that's what I wanted. And don't stick that there, buddy. It's not where that goes. Okay, so let's try a little bit more drawing out. Let's get our letters off our thing. Whew. I want to get a break. I want to get a breather. Ugh. Whew. Okay. So, a little bit of experience there drawing out. I'm going to turn that down. Let's see. Okay, that just turned down a little bit. Hey now. Okay. So, I gotta use the restroom real badly, so be right back. Okay, I'm back. And as you can see, I've slightly changed things. Stop doing that. So, first off, cheers. Second of all, why did I do that to myself? My forge is making noises. I don't know why, but I thought it would be fun to do a slight bit to finish off today's stream. Actually, wait a second. Wait. I didn't grab my tongs. Why did I not grab my tongs? I need tongs. Open. Tongs. Today's all been tongs. Oh, there you are. You are off to the side. That will do it. Cool. So, I thought it would be funny to do. I don't know how long it's been since I actually cooked something. I had my knife. I believed in the idea of a knife at some point. But I thought it would be fun to, like, finish off tonight with a little bit of cooking. And what better sort of cooking than can you do when you're forging on a hot forge all day? Use your forge to cook food. That type of cooking. Just because this seems like I don't know. It's definitely within my brand of silliness. So, I have myself some bacons here. I forget. Will these bacon strips fit on there? I think they will. Ooh, yeah. Ha ha! Granted, that's not sizzling, so. Still warming up. Also, believe me, that the top of that forge, it gets hot. So I'm going to be making. Okay, that should be pretty good. So we'll just let that bacon cook for a little bit. We've got some Kirkland Lager. Whoop. So, let's see. I've got my tomatoes. Now, it kind of sucks because I don't actually have... I don't have, like, an actual workspace, like... Not like what I have when I do the actual, like, campfire cooking streams. But I do have a tomato that grew on that plant right there. That one. That one that's back there. So, I want to get some slices off this. Yeah, that smells good. So we're going to be doing a good old BLT sandwich. So I was thinking we'll have some good fun forge time and then we'll just finish off stream with some cooking. Via Forgy. Which I imagine that... forge should be hot enough. Now, granted, at some point I do need to work on actually getting this thing to the point where but for now, we're going to also dump some metal in there so it can essentially temper. So yeah. Whew, man, granted, I gotta say, today has actually been, now this is probably also like the most inefficient way to use a propane burner, but you know what, that's just also what makes it more manly. Also, I just also like the idea of just like cooking bacon with a forge, so cheers to that. But yeah, so once we get the bacon cooked, we'll make a sandwich, and that'll be streamed today. So I am. That might have actually been why I was making weird noises. The forge things slid out a little bit. Oh, but that bacon's getting ready. That bacon's about ready to bubble, though. Mm. Also, I don't know what it is, but it feels like the temperature in the shop's a little bit. That's what it is. I took my during the actual blacksmithing part of tonight's stream, I was wearing headphones, and because I was wearing headphones, I was feeling a lot warmer because of having my ears covered, and that's now I actually feel quite comfortable because at one point, like I started off cold, then it got warm. Now we're here. Which is essentially at reasonable. We are at reasonable. But yeah, don't expect a forging stream next week because I think next week I'm going to spend time in my fundamentals because I'm currently envisioning sticking with like woodworking for next week. Because I think for next week I'm going to do a seed starting stream. That's probably going to be the first stream of next week. And then after that, we will do, I have a somewhat small woodworking project planned. And then after that, probably not tomorrow, but the Sunday after, I will do another woodworking stream. But yeah, that bacon's really starting to sizzle. Man, that's like the sweet joys of being in the world where I'm at, is being able to enjoy the decadent luxury of using a forge to cook bacon. Granted, it looks like I should have thrown that cast iron plate on there a lot sooner. I should have threw it on before I went to the restroom. But I really needed to go to the restroom. I've been drinking a lot of tea. But yeah, I also need to investigate the heat output. No, I can run the regulator up north on the forge, which that might be the solution moving forward to get higher heat, because pretty much we just got things up to orange heat. So metal gets up to red, then it gets up to orange, then it gets up to yellow, and then white, which I'm going to need white heat if I'm going to actually do a forge weld, which when I go to make the fro, that's the thing I got to do. I got to do that. I got to be capable of that. So, definitely have a ways to go as a blacksmith, but admittedly, that's fine. I am more than okay with that. Oh yeah, like I say, this has been a good day. I mean, I didn't get quite the level of progress that I was perhaps initially hoping for, but still. We're just trying to build skills to use another time, so. And things, especially if stuff like this takes experience. Let's see. How's my bacon looking? Actually, because I got a lot more heat there. That'll really crisp and fry up that bacon. Also, all that bacon fat's pooling right over there. I'm gonna have to hope not too much bacon that ends up in that spot. Granted, if it's actually, haha, I am an individual who comes up with solutions. Sometimes, actually. You know what? Maybe? Nope, not small enough metal. Knife! And there we go. And now the bacon grease goes away from the bacon. Woohoo! Bacon! Actually, what I should do is flip the bacon around. And there we go. See, this is one of the fun things you can do when you're just a person who makes stuff. Like, you can just, like, you can do stupid stuff like, oh, I'm gonna use my gas forge to cook bacon. Why? Because I can. So we'll just have the bacon sit there. So it's like kind of close to the heat, but not like super into it. I do. That's probably the big downside with the forge, with the plate on the forge, is I have a very uneven heat, which is funny because I do a lot of campfire cooking, and a lot of the campfire cooking is working with uneven heat. Because like the bacon fat, that's like right there, like right at the tip of that corner. That's basically insta-smoking. But you know what? It smells really good, though. It smells really good. Okay. That is 2 pieces of bacon, which I think is enough for 1 BLT. I'm gonna be a fatty and eat 2 BLTs. I see what I should do. You know what? I see what I should do. And I know what I should do. I need to orient my bacon like that. Incoming bacon! Okay. I trust that there's more than enough residual heat in that forge to cook that bacon. There is plenty of heat in that forge to cook that bacon. So, but yeah, this is typically what things devolve to around here, is just cooking. I do lots of cooking. I like cooking. Woohoo! Go bacon, go! Yeah, that top plate, it gets hot with the forge and all that. But yeah, this is going to be some good food. So, granted, I suppose the downside of what I'm doing is I'm getting bacon grease all over my forge, but that's the fun thing about owning your own forges. You can, if you want to get bacon grease all over your own forge, that's like, that is 100% of the you option. Now, the L brackets I made earlier, I basically have those tempering in the oven box there behind that brick. So I got some bread. Get some bread on my plate. Yeah, there's just no good way. There's no good way. But I will show. I will show, but it's just not easy, man. So. Step 1 for the BLT. Break it! Step 2 is tomato. Granted, also those tomatoes, this tomato grew on that very scraggly looking tomato plant over there. And then over here, I have homegrown lettuce. So I got a couple pieces of nice, good old homegrown lettuce. And then with a piece of bread as a topper, there we go. We have ourselves a forge cooked BLT. Because I kind of wanted the backup plan in case the forging actually ran into a brick wall, which it didn't, thankfully. But my forge seems to be a little bit low on heat. Oh man. Yep. Oh, yes. That is peak hungry blacksmith food. Now, I am neglecting myself somewhat. I need to have a beer. More importantly, a pale ale. I do that in my pale ales. Cheers. Man, good old Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. One of my favorite, like, mass market pale ales. Granted, there's not really a lot of mass market pale ales. Like, so many people want to sell you an IPA, but they don't want to sell you, like, a pale ale. It's kind of sad. That's good sandwich. That's a really good sandwich. Okay. So, we had a good day today. Like, I set out to make 2L brackets, and I made 2L brackets. Did a little bit of drawing work as just a little bit of, like, post-stream practice. Well, not post-stream practice, but, like, kind of trying out other blacksmithing techniques. Lessons to think about going forward. One, I think my forge I should probably turn up my propane regulator a little bit higher, get a higher level of heat. I think that will help me out quite a bit. And then after that, honestly, I just say it just comes down to doing reps and actually spending time doing the thing is where I think my progress forward goes from here. because I really need to get the heat up to do the throw project, which is the next project I would like to tackle with the forge. So we'll see how these brackets turn out. I'm pretty optimistic they're going to turn out pretty good. So, but yeah. So, I've got food cooking, and I'm going to get into devouring it. I'm going to let all you wonderful people get back to your days. So, my name's Sugi Yamagawa. Thank you very much for tuning in. And I would like to wish all of you, may you have a great rest of your day, night, evening, whatever it is, wherever you're at. And since it's also the weekend, have a good weekend too. And with that, bye-bye.